You are listening to Comedy Club for Kids presents Radio Nonsense, Radio Nonsense, Radio Nonsense, Radio Nonsense, Radio Nonsense. Hello and welcome to Radio Nonsense, the official Comedy Club for Kids podcast that's suitable for all ages from... two. And everything in between. I'm Tiernan, and oh, it is a beautiful day. Which is what you have to say when it's nice outside, isn't it? No one ever says, it's a handsome day, or, ooh, doesn't the day have a lovely face and really nice hair? No one ever says that. Maybe they should. I mean, look at the day, all cool with its shades on and a funky shirt. But then actually, people would think the weather was cool and it wasn't, or rather isn't, because as I said, today is a beautiful day indeed. In fact, it's such a nice day that I am going to open the windows here at Comedy Club for Kids HQ for the first time in 28 years. Now, where is the window key? Linda! Linda! Have you seen the window key, Linda? Ah, well, that's a shame. I guess I'll have to use the window brick then. Ah, that's better. Some really fresh air. And let me tell you, listeners, when I look out of this window, everything outside looks happy about the great, great day that is happening. The lamppost looks super happy. The dog doing a wee by the lamppost seems very happy too. Derek Peanut Butter seems happy skipping along. The skateboarding pigeon looks like it's having the very best day of its life. The 17 space monkeys are chilling on the lawn, and even the giant robot with a lawnmower for a head actually seems quite chilled. Oh, and look at that just there. I can't believe it, listeners. I can see a really, really tiny tree. It's so cute. It's like a big tree, but very, very small. It must be one of those types of trees that are tiny. You know, what are they called? Small trees. That's it. Wow, yeah, they're a special type of tree called small trees. I have to say, it is amazing. I've never seen such a tiny tree like that before. Do you know those small trees? I'm sure that's what they're called. They can live a very, very long time. So that tree might be hundreds, maybe even thousands of years old. Wow. That is amazing. Whoa, there's also now a really, really tiny horse next to it. How did that happen? Someone must be looking after all these tiny things because they look amazing. It's like a real horse, but it's so small. I guess maybe that must be hundreds of years old too. Does it go neigh or does it go nee because it's so tiny? I mean, I have no idea. This is genuinely the best day I have ever had. No way! No way! There's now a really very, very small person next to the horse. It looks so lifelike, I can't explain it. That person must be thousands of years old. This is like the best ever nature documentary I've ever seen. How does that man talk? You know, what's his name? David Attenborough? Yeah, it's like, here we are, witnessing a rare sighting of a very tiny tree, indeed. And as you can see, in the wild, tiny trees attract a mix of very tiny animals. It's like the big world, but very, very small. Oh, sorry, I'm getting very carried away here, listeners, but I do have other things I need to do today. I just can't watch tiny creatures and tiny trees all day long. Oh, look, now there's an unbelievably small bird with them! Sorry, I mean, yes, that's it. If you have a question that you need to have answered, or you want to send in anything else at all, please do get permission from your nearest flipper faces, sorry, I mean grown-ups, to help you email me at podcast@comedyclub4kids.co.uk. Or you can leave a nice review for the show on Apple Podcasts or Spotify or, I don't know, on a really, really tiny horse. And, of course, you can post messages on the Spotify Q&A for each episode. Please do also have a little look at comedyclubforkids.co.uk for all of our live shows and check out Bust or Trust, the other podcast I do when I'm not looking at tiny, mini, really weeny things through the window. Oh, and don't forget, there'll be no proper podcast for 2 weeks from next week, as I'm going away on my holiday-doodies, my holidays, my hilly-doies. Holiday, I'll just say holiday. And now there's a whole family and a very, very small dog having the smallest picnic I've ever seen. Those sandwiches are too small even for a flea or a tardigrade. Wow. Sorry, listeners. I mean, you listen to this most importantest bit.
So you
Welcome to Radio Nonsense this week. Kit Sullivan, aka Kit, who only ever wears one oven mitt, aka K Sulls with his army of trained seagulls, or as all of our listeners who speak radio wave interference know you. But, Kit, you are very well known for your refusal to blink as you think it's a waste of eye energy, for your campaign to have anything with armour or a shell be classified as a type of nut, and, most famously, for the time you sued time itself for, as you put it, taking too long. Kit, it is so lovely to have you on the show. How are you doing?
I'm all right, mate. I'm all right. Thank you so much. I'm glad that you put all my accolades on there. I know that's on my rider that you have to mention all those things.
Yes, it was a really extensive rider. I've never really had that before, but it was like 64 pages.
I mean, to be honest, there's a reason why I don't get a lot of gigs. It's because people just in the first minute reading them all out. But I'm glad that you did, man. And thank you for hitting on the seagulls.
Yes.
They'll appreciate that. The boys, I'll tell them after this, but they'll appreciate the shout out. So
no, I mean, it's impressive. I know, I don't know quite how many you've got in your army now of trained seagulls, but
233.
Wow.
233.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah.
And what levels are they just sort of doing the standard stealing sandwiches, stealing chips, or have you got them doing more advanced maneuvers?
Okay. I'm not sure how much of this I can say on like a podcast, but I mean, we started off with chips on the beach, and since then we've gone up quite substantially. I mean, the guys have just got into we started breaking into cars.
Wow.
And then yeah, I mean it's getting out of hand, but it's fun.
What do they want from a car? Like, what's in a car for a seagull? Is there?
Be honest, mate, it always comes down to chips. That's all they're looking for.
Sure.
That's all they want in life is some chips. So I convinced them. I said, there might be a battered sausage in like the glove box or whatever, and they're straight in there, wallop.
Is that?
So I mean,
well, I was going to say, would you advise then? Anyone listening, probably don't keep chips in your glove compartment in the car.
Yeah, just don't keep it in your car or in your boot. Maybe if you're going to keep chips, I'd say do it like Santa. Just leave a couple of chips out on the doorstep before you go to bed each night. You'll be safe as houses.
I have to say, you've made me and I know a lot of our listeners get excited about Father Christmas and or Santa Claus or big Nicky Beard, whatever you want to call him. But I feel like he's really missing a trick by not just leaving some chips. You've really changed my mind quite quickly there.
Yeah. I mean, he's only into milk and cookies.
Yeah.
What's that about? That's an awful, leave a protein shake down for him at least.
That'd be amazing.
Keep his energy.
You leave him a protein shake. He leaves you some chips. We start calling him Father Chipmus. It's all there.
I mean, I'll be honest. I've never seen a reindeer in the sky, but I've seen seagulls. That's all I'm saying. So.
Oh my! Hang on. Are you? Oh look! This is classified. I know it's classified. And I'm aware. If I say off the record, I think that automatically means no one can actually hear this. I'm sure that's how it officially works. But are you training your seagulls to take down Father Christmas?
No comment. Absolutely no comment. Wink, wink. Right? Wink, wink. Let's just say I'm still opening Christmas presents now. Right?
Wow.
Not.
Wow. This is big. And I have to say, it's a bit of me is concerned because obviously everyone likes we're talking now in July, people already thinking about Christmas. It's a big it's a big time.
Hope they do. Hope they do.
Of course. But hey, it's nice when things are updated, nice when things change. I quite like the idea of a seagull coming on Christmas Eve.
Yeah, no, it's nice. I mean, but to be honest, when I see the John Lewis advert first pop up, I'm rubbing my hands together. I'm like, lovely. In October, yes, babe. Can't wait for it. Get the boys hyped up, and then they do the business. It is good fun. It's good fun.
It's amazing.
You should come join us one time.
Oh, I'd love that. How are you in a sort of sleigh pulled by seagulls? How do you do it? How do you go with them?
So just to keep on the theme of being the sea and whatnot, it's a windsurfer.
Oh right, okay.
So they put me along on a windsurfer, and it's just a fun time.
Is that? Can you only visit coastal areas then, or are you sort of left behind when they go inland?
we started. They got a bit lost.
Yeah.
We did come in from Clacton once,
Right.
and they were sort of they're hitting Munden, they're hitting Chelmsford, they're hitting Shrewsbury, and they're going, what's happening here? They're trying to dive down into ponds. I'm like, no, lads, come on, keep it
Nice.
So a bit confused, but as long as you've got Google Maps and a little, so I attached indicators to like the goals on the left and
Oh,
right.
nice.
So when I need to, I just turn it on, and then they turn. I'm like, okay, yeah,
that's amazing. I mean, not that I doubted how professional you were, but you've really got this sorted. It's a really incredible outfit you got there.
yeah.
I mean, obviously, shouldn't I say on the record? Wow, how interesting, Kit. And I didn't hear anything you just said, but I'm sure it was great. Is that how we do it?
Yeah, Christmas and Santa Claus.
Yeah.
It's just great traditions.
Brilliant. Yeah.
I love it.
I do have to ask you. You sort of brought up, you mentioned the rider earlier, and as I said, it was like hefty. It was almost like a manual. Have you ever had anyone? You turn up to these shows, or you turn up to these podcasts and your interviews and all the kind of business things you have to do. Has anyone ever given you all 64 pages of what you've asked for?
Almost.
Right.
Almost 63 pages.
Wow.
I've had 63. Yeah, and then I saw that the last one there just wasn't quite enough nuts.
Oh,
and I just flipped. I just flipped.
yeah.
I just flipped my lid. I mean, you're gonna get me here, and you're gonna do all that, and it was so close, and I was just like, I just can't. So I just instantly left.
Wow.
And yeah, it was. I haven't spoken to them since.
How many?
But Mum and Dad, if you're listening, then
how many nuts do you demand, especially on a visit to your mum and dad's?
7.
So that's it.
Yeah, but they have to be all different species.
Wow.
Yeah. So you got Brazil, you've got cashew,
yeah,
you've got Romford.
Oh yeah,
You've got Pond. You've got Orangina.
Oh yeah, the best one. Yeah.
Yeah, you've got Nikon.
Yeah.
You've got Floor.
Yeah, Florida. Yeah.
And of course, my favourite, which is Bum.
Bum nut. Yeah. Where you say favourite, I think those taste pretty. They're an acquired taste,
They are. It's very. I mean, you do find them in pubs a lot in the little dishes that they serve up on there.
They always give out bum nuts.
They love bum nuts in a pub.
They do love bum nuts. I think it goes for. It's weird. Like, not all of our listeners will. Like, if listeners in the UK, they know what a pub smells like. Even if they're a kid, they've been in pubs, they've been drinking, they've sat in the beer gardens. They get the general. Listeners around the world, they don't know that pubs. They've got a real smell of bum. Like, they always kind of just smell of bum, don't they? So
yeah. They pump that in.
Yes, yeah.
It's like gas, because that gas doesn't have a smell.
Yeah.
And so they have to add the smell. That's like pub. So pub doesn't have a smell, so they have to add the bum smell in.
Yes.
So once a week, someone turns up with a canister, and they'll just pump that in through the vents. It's like, what have you gone for this week? And it's like different flavours of bum that you've asked for.
Yes, yeah, sort of Rumford bum, Orangina bum, and Floor bum.
Exactly, yeah.
It's quite impressive. I think they do the same in Las Vegas, don't they? They pump sort of certain smells through the casinos and the hotels, so that.
Yeah. I mean, is it not Michael Flatley? Who's the magic guy in Vegas?
Michael Flatley. I don't know. There's
David.
There's David. David Wizardhands.
He's a magician.
John. John Magic Shoes.
John Magic Shoes. John Magic Shoes will not go on stage unless there's at least 7 bum nuts on each table, and it's you've had a bum pump going in for the last couple of hours. So that's why
I heard that. Yeah.
There's always a space between him and another performer, because not everyone will have that bum nut spell. Like Taylor Swift, quite famously, she said, I'm not coming to the UK again because of all the bum nuts.
Yeah, she's anti-bum nuts. She's got a big anti-bum nuts campaign. She did that whole song called "I Hate Bum Nuts," and
I hate bum nuts. Yeah, I hate bum nuts.
Banger.
Get them out my face.
Yeah.
banger. He's a
It is
banger.
a banger, yeah. Did really well, except in this country, except in the UK, because people hated
It's
it.
in the
People were
UK, bombed.
offended by it. Yeah,
Yeah.
really.
But sometimes American artists do have great covers, like Prince Kiss.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, he changed that when he come in, and it was Chips. Yeah.
Yes, it was.
And that sold like a house on fire. It's great.
It did. It did. It did. Yes, and it's that was it was a really good move by Prince. Actually, one of the sort of best moves of his career, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I just think that's what you got to do is whenever you go somewhere else in the world, you got to think, what does this place like, and what can I do to change what I do for them? You know.
Yeah. Like who's the guy we had over recently? What was his name? Cliff Auburn. Cliff Auburn.
Cliff Auburn.
You know, the paleontologist.
Right. I don't know.
He come over here and he was doing his big show, and he was like, he just changed all the dinosaurs up and he just turned them into like garden gnomes, and everyone was like, "Whoa, we come here for a paleontologist? Do they do dinosaurs, or is that?"
Yeah, it's
That's
weird
right,
though,
isn't
isn't it? Because it's not in the net. You think they'd be called a dinotologist, but they're called a paleontologist. So you think, you just look at really pale things.
Yeah.
You just look at really stuff that's like beige. I just dig up beige things.
Yeah.
I suppose dinosaur bones are kind of pale and beige, so
That's true. I think they're annoyed that they haven't got saw in the end of their title, like a paleo saw.
Oh,
People want to call it like that, you know?
Yeah, because that
Let
would
'em
make
get-
sense. That would be like they're kind of like a pale dinosaur.
Yeah.
Yeah. That must really annoy them. But then if they're a doctor, is that where they're trying to go? Doctor Saw? That sounds terrifying. I wouldn't go see Doctor Saw. That'd be really scary. Yeah. So he changed dinosaurs to gnomes.
The gnomes over here, and yeah, I mean, we were like, yeah, good, because we've never seen a dinosaur over here, so everyone went, right, what's this like?
It's true. Well, also it's sort of always ignored, and you get those films like Jurassic Park and Jurassic World and Jurassic Pond and Jurassic Bakery and all the different sort of ones they have. They never focus on was that filmed in the UK, this park or world or pond. It would have been gnomes, because we didn't have dinosaurs billions of years ago. We had gnomes, were roaming the giant gnomes, roaming the land, fishing, sitting down and fishing, snoozing by giant toadstools and
precisely, and something that really sort of grated me, and I think a lot of the public here, is that there was way too much concentration on the Jurassic, and not enough concentration on the park.
Yes.
Where was the bench? I didn't see one bench in that entire film.
How much better would that film have been if a T-Rex got on the swings?
Oh, I mean, infinitely better. Yeah. There were, but I don't see any like health and safety. Where's the dinosaur poo bin? Nowhere to be found.
Wow, good point. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like he's putting his hand in it. He's like, "Oh, this is a big pile of poo." It's like, well, it should be in a bin, mate. Where's your bag? You should be bagging that up.
That's a really good point. And also because I think I did spend a lot of film thinking, like, is it the raptors? They're like the little bitey ones. I did think you're basically like dogs. It's basically like, you got 3 or 4 of them. You need a dog walker. They should all be on leads.
They should all be. They should all be chipped.
Yeah. It's very unsafe. You're right. I think that was one that, because that was what made those films unsafe, I think.
Yeah.
People are like, it's because the electric fence went down, or it's because dinosaurs ate people. It's like, no, on leads. Where's the leads? Where's the poo bags?
Yeah, exactly. It doesn't. I mean, no dog walkers throughout the entire film, so they haven't thought about that. They're keeping them in cages. It's like, are they crate trained?
Yeah.
Have you gone far with them?
It's worrying, isn't it?
It is worrying. And what time's the park close?
Yeah, that's true. That is true.
Where was the public path? Yeah, the only path I saw, it had cars on. They're going backwards and forwards. Where's the?
Yeah, and you had to get a boat there, which feels very unsafe for sort of families. If you're going with a picnic, can you imagine having to get a speedboat or a helicopter every time you want to have a picnic? And
exactly,
they're not going to do any cinema shows in the summer, are they? It's not one of those parks.
No.
Yeah.
A terrible park.
It's
Awful
a
park.
rubbish.
No wonder it closed.
It's
I mean, I don't know what happened with it, but it should have closed just run poorly.
That is true. How did you feel better then when it became a world? Because it was a park, then it was a world, wasn't it?
Well, a park then a world. Well, no, because in the Jurassic World, where I didn't see a dinosaur, working in an office. I didn't see
True.
a telephone box, like a little raptor in there making a phone call.
Yeah.
I didn't see him doing any of that stuff. So
Yeah.
they didn't really experience the world. They just sort of went, "Oh, we're going to keep on being Jurassic." It's like, no, guys,
Yeah. See the
come out,
world. Go to some other
see the
countries.
world.
Travel a bit.
Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah. You're right. You're right. It wasn't much. It was like just one island. That's not a world, is it? It's an island.
yeah. It's like, oh, well, the dinosaurs will still be dinosaurs. Well, why don't you make one of them a lawyer?
Yeah, I think that's where it needs to go next. It needs to be Jurassic
Yeah.
lawyer saws, and is that what it'd be called? Jurassic
Yeah, I mean,
solicitors.
yeah, maybe legally blondosaur, something like
Oh,
that.
that's good. That's very good. Yeah, that's very good. And I don't know what a dinosaur would sue about. There's got to be a lot of things that probably bother them quite a bit. You don't make
I
stuff
think,
our size anymore. Where's a chair that
yeah,
I can sit on?
yeah. Where's you got all the seats on the train? Where's our bit that we sit on?
Yeah.
Where, you know?
It's big. You know what? I know, Kit, you're very busy with your seagull army that we're not allowed to talk about, and we obviously haven't talked about because that would breach rules. But I feel like this
Yeah.
is, maybe if there's an opening in the Jurassic office, is that could be the fun. That could be the next film. In the Jurassic office, maybe you should step up. I think you could save it.
What actually change? Start directing the films,
Yes, I
maybe
think so. Yeah,
get involved that way. I'd love a Jurassic office.
yeah.
I'd love a Jurassic, come out and the T-Rex looks awkwardly at the camera. I mean, he's got a bit of bone sticking out of his teeth or something like this.
Yeah. I think that'd be great. Triceratops photocopying its bum. There's all sorts of
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot there. Well, listen, Kit. Already, I feel like there's a lot of wisdom on this podcast. A lot of wisdom has come out already. We've barely begun, and I appreciate you having time to come on this show, despite the fact I didn't fulfil anything on your rider whatsoever, not even a bum nut. So I appreciate you being here. Now listen, I've got a question that I really need you to answer. I think you're the person that can answer it. But before I ask it to you, there's a couple of bits of admin. We've just been talking about Jurassic offices. How do you feel about admin?
Yeah, admin's fine. Yeah, I'm down with it.
Cool.
I'm agreeable.
Oh, okay.
If anything, there's not enough of it. Give me more. Give me more admin.
Oh, okay.
In my face.
I'm worried. I've only got 2 admin questions. Is that not enough? Do I need to up it? Or...
Not enough. I need more.
Okay, yeah, right. We'll see.
That's going on the rider now as well. That's going to be added on. So
right. Okay, but you haven't added it on yet, so I feel like I've not breached. I mean, I've breached the rider by not providing you with anything else on it. But if I can at least not fail the admin bit because you haven't added that yet, then I feel like we're okay.
You're fine.
Thank you, Kit. I appreciate that. Well, I mean, listen, these are 2 questions. I think the second one is harder, but you take your time. You do what you need to do with these. Question 1 is, what is this?
Whoa! You didn't tell me you had one of them.
I know.
What? How long have you had that for?
A couple of years. Just found it. Yeah.
Oh my God, it's shiny, isn't it?
Very, very shiny. Yes.
Does it make a noise if I give it a squeeze?
Yeah, it's sort of weird. It's almost like a mechanic, like that.
Whoa! And so you're selling these on eBay, right?
I tried. Well, eBay said that basically it wasn't fair if I sold them because there's not really, too many people want one. There aren't enough of them in the world. It's not fair for me to sell them. So no, I just kind of take mine to the real park, not Jurassic ones, and out and about.
That's fair enough. That's fair. To be honest, I think selling on eBay, everyone's gonna want one if they see it. Mm-hmm. But before you start selling them, I'd say probably just go to a doctor first and get it checked out just before you.
Yes. Good point. Doctor or vet or dentist?
Or Dr. Saw, maybe.
Dr. Saw.
Mix it up.
Yes, very good idea. Yeah. Because the other problem I've had is that it's eaten about 50% of our home.
You're joking.
Yeah.
No, what bit? What bit?
Like literally 50%, like the whole west side of
But
our
you've
home.
got as in, but it hasn't eaten like has it eaten half of each room, or
Yes.
is it just eaten half the house?
No,
Oh,
half
half of each
half of
room.
each and every room. Yeah.
Half of every
Yeah,
room.
yeah.
Wow. So in the bathroom, what have we got left? Have we got a shower or have we got a toilet?
You got half a toilet and half a
Got
shower.
half the toilet.
Yeah,
Oh
yeah.
no! Also, it's eaten half of everything in
Yes.
every room
Yes.
as well as half the room.
Yes. Yes.
So you've got a fridge full of half a fridge, sorry, of half-eaten
Yes.
food as well.
Yes. Yeah, which weirdly are.
No, it's gone round and eaten like half the bananas and just put them back,
Yeah,
and then
yeah.
half.
Look, it's really I don't know what's going on, and I don't know how to stop it because they're sort of saying, when I looked online, they're saying feed
Yeah,
it, feed it like sandwiches, feed it cereal, but it only eats half those things. So,
you're joking, and you're trying to sell this off. You're trying to palm this. I didn't realize this was the goings on with
well,
it.
you
So
were
you're
just
trying to.
saying that I should be selling it.
This is. Well, I assumed when I saw it, I wanted one myself, but
Oh,
now you've
now I've
told me
told you.
this.
Yeah, yeah. So I can't. I
We should have done this off the record.
should have done this off the
We should.
record. Yeah, I wouldn't. Yeah, that's tricky. So you're not interested in buying it now?
I'll probably take half of it.
Okay. Oh, that's interesting. And then maybe if you took half, it would only eat a quarter of these.
Exactly. Oh, so that's the thing. If we spread it out more,
Yeah.
then we can get it down to a manageable level, like down to sixteenths, things like this. Much easier to deal with, right?
That's really easy because there's got to be a point where, like, I don't know how much of a room is just dust or cobwebs or things that need to be
Yeah.
hoovered up. But if you get it to that level and it's only eating that things, it's really handy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, so it's not everything. You can actually favor it with like you can tease it with something and be like, "You want this instead?"
No, no, it's just easy. I mean, I've not worked that bit out. It's just I've only got one of each shoe, pairs of shoes, and no, it's terrible. I'm really struggling
And you got
actually.
half a shoelace on that
Yeah,
shoe as
yes,
well.
exactly. Yeah, no, it's awful. I want it to go away. I hate it. It's been bane of my life. Yeah, yeah.
Well, thanks for shouting it to me. I really appreciate it.
Well, you're welcome. I'm sorry you won't buy it off me, and I guess I'll just have to live with it. I'm amazed it hasn't eaten half the podcast. It probably will by the end of our conversation, but
Oh, I'm
I'll
not.
just deal with it. Well, okay. Thanks, Kit. Thanks for your help, I suppose. Let me try the second admin question then, which hopefully will be a bit more useful. This is
Yeah.
big. This is big. So you take your time. But Kit, would you rather you had a beard that was so long it wrapped around your whole body and trailed behind you everywhere, or whenever you breathed out, baked beans flew out of your nose?
Oh, okay. So with the baked beans, then as I breathe out, they fly out of my nose at the same time.
Every time you breathe out. So
Every
every
time.
breath in and then every breath out, baked beans fly out.
So every breath in, baked beans fly out
No.
as
Baked
well.
beans wouldn't fly out unless you unfortunately had just breathed out. Then you breathe in. Then you might suck the baked beans back in through your mouth, and then they
See, that's
could.
what I'm
Yeah,
thinking.
that could be a problem. But maybe
No,
you.
no, I was thinking good because then I'll be fed.
Oh,
Like I can just
sure.
go a bit peckish.
That's true. Actually, yeah, that's true. That's true. Well, you could invent a little like nose, like shoot or slide, so that when
Yeah,
if you didn't want to eat baked beans, you could attach that, and then when you breathe them out, they'd sort of go whee and sort of fly off your
yeah.
nose.
Well, I could go and work in a Heinz factory, couldn't
Yeah.
I? And just get plugged in.
What do you think the health and safety regulation like for baked beans that have come out of someone's nose? Do you think they're allowed to put those in tins?
Well, I'd wear a hairnet, so it should be all right.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, Okay.
But the second option was the beard. So
But
beard wraps around my body. I guess my main question there would be nice as a scarf, definitely
mm.
helpful during the winter. Can I unwrap it from my body?
Yeah, it's just
So
so
can I have
incredibly
full
long.
length?
So if you haven't got it wrapped around your body, it's going to be like just the longest sort of
Yeah.
like wedding train behind you of beard. So
Well, that's what I'm thinking. There's so many helpful things that I could do with it. Like I could attach things to it to drag along. Does it get bigger? Can I make it grow more?
potentially, I mean, I suppose it's always beards just always keep growing, don't they? So I'd have thought so.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
mean, I'm probably going to go with the beard just for the amount of uses that
yeah,
I could have it. Like, if I've got a clogged up drain, I'll just not a clogged up drain, but if something's leaking, I can just stick my beard in there.
that's good.
I don't even need to worry about it. That can just stay there from then on. And then eventually I'll be connected to all these different things through my beard,
Wow, wow, you'll be like a human internet.
Yes. Yeah. I'd just be like a giant beard spider.
Yeah.
Just like.
Yeah. That's great. That's quite. But how would you feel about things sort of moving into your beard? Because I reckon with a beard that big, you'd one day look and there'd be a bird's nest, there'd be some mice.
I mean, rent really is what
Sure.
I'm looking at. Yeah. Charging.
Yeah.
Big money, big wodge.
Yeah.
But so they're bringing in, I mean, think of the food. I mean, I've got a small beard at the minute and I'm still getting a decent amount of food when I need it.
Yes, that's true. Yeah.
Think of the food. I'm talking like full casseroles I'll be able to get out of my beard.
Yeah, well,
I won't even need to eat.
What about like if you sort of ran through a room where like people were having a banquet, your beard would probably capture all that food in it, and you'd leave, and you'd just be able to move your beard and like have like a whole jelly or whatever they were eating.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Oh, I want it now.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, that's pretty. I mean, I reckon you could do it if you tried hard enough.
Well, it takes how long to grow a beard? So, how long did it take you to grow your beard? Yours like medium length.
Yeah, I don't know. I just sort of really concentrated hard for about 5 minutes, and it was like, pop.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So if I did that, then I guess I could get it, like 6 months, just pure hardcore concentration. And then one day someone opened the door and then boom, beard.
I think that's how
into the flame. Yeah.
I think that's how it works. Yeah. I think I'm pretty certain that's how it works. I think that's how all the kids listening, that's how they can do it. That's how ducks do it. You know, it's like, yeah.
Did you grow yours for a specific reason? Like, what is the idea? Eventually I'll get to that beard stage, so I'm just getting ideas about it, but I've got this one at the minute for these uses.
No, I grew mine because my beard was wanted for heinous crimes, and not my beard, sorry, my chin had, while I was asleep one night, it snuck out, it wrote some rude words on some walls, it kicked over some bins, and to protect my beard, I disguised it with to protect my chin, sorry, I disguised it with a beard, and now they can't find it, so it's safe.
So that explains, because we're on a video call at the minute, and that explains why your chin is pixelated.
Yes, it is. Yeah, that's right. That's right. Nobody needs to know about my criminal chin. Yeah, that's right.
There's a lot of stuff that should have been off the record on this. I should have.
I keep forgetting to say off the records. Can I say it after? Like that was off the record. Does it still count if I do that?
That works. Yeah, I think that works.
It was all off the record. We've not said anything on the record yet.
You can say that in court as well.
Yeah.
They go, you're guilty. Yeah, but it was off the record. And they go, oh, was it? And yeah, it was. Fine. You can.
And then they can say guilty off the record. And then they go, you're free to go. Yeah. I think that's how it works. Yeah. I think that's how it works. It's such a good system. Well, listen, Kit, you answer those questions brilliantly. Thank you for taking them as seriously as they deserve to be taken. We've got this question. This question has been sent in by Ava from NZ, unless her name is Ava Nuz. Ava NZ. I don't know. Noisy Zoo. I don't know what it means. But that's what she says. Ava Noisy Zoo, and she has asked this very important question. And it's actually two. I've just realized it's two questions. So I don't know if do you want them both at once, one at a time, backwards? How would you like these?
Just one at a time.
One at a time.
No. Let's have them all. Let's have them all at once, and then we'll dissect.
Okay, I like it. Okay, right. So Ava says, my question is, where are all the glow-in-the-dark birds gone? And why do birds poop everywhere, not like cats and dogs? What are shadows? Well, it's three questions. Ava, come on. What are you doing? Right. So where are all the glow-in-the-dark birds gone? Why do birds poop everywhere, not like cats and dogs? What are shadows?
Okay. Good. Great questions. Fantastic questions. I think should we work backwards? So let's answer what are shadows.
Yeah,
first.
Sure. Go for it.
Shadows are basically nature's Google Maps.
Right.
So what happens is, I don't know if this has ever happened to you, Tiernan, but frequently in the past, I've gone, where am I? I've lost myself. I've absolutely lost myself. And if that ever happens and you find yourself lost, you've gone, oh, I've lost myself. Find your shadow, and that's where you are.
Oh, that's handy. That's
really handy.
Yeah, but is there? Does that work even when sometimes your shadow's really, really, really long, and you'll think there I am, but actually you're way back over there? And it's your shadow
Yeah.
that's long.
Yeah, it's like an indicator. So it goes, you were here, but now you're over there, mate. So
Right.
you have to catch up.
Right. Okay. And same with like sometimes you're against that you got a big shadow on a wall, and you look at it, you think,
Yeah.
oh, I'm all the way up there, but you're not.
Yeah, exactly. Well, you were. So you look at it and you go, oh, that's where I'm meant to be.
Right. Okay. Okay. So we should be where our shadows are.
Yes.
Right. And if you're not, because I'm a bit worried now. I've often not been in quite the place where I should have been.
Well, this is the thing. This is why, I started the foundation in the first place.
Yes. Right. Right. And the Shadow Foundation, which I believe
Yeah.
is both a very popular makeup technique and an important resource. It's
Yeah.
You're helping people reconnect with their shadows or be where their shadows were. What's the?
It's reconnected. Essentially, it's helping people find themselves because they're not where they're meant to be.
Right. That's lovely.
And the biggest donor is actually, I mean, it's quite embarrassing to say, but the biggest donor is the moon. Because I
Wow.
don't know if you've noticed, but in the nighttime we can't see, our shadows go at that point. But that's only because the moon is using the earth, because he gets lost all the time.
Mm.
The moon is using the earth to find his shadow, and then he looks at earth and goes, I'm there. I'm there. Because during the day
Right.
he's down Lidl and whatnot, and then in the evening he's going, where am I? Earth, shadow, boom,
Yeah.
right, I'm here. Okay,
Yeah.
great.
Wow. I didn't realize that at all. I didn't realize the moon is incredibly useful. It controls all sorts of things. The moon as well, doesn't it? Like TV channels and I think sort of
Yeah,
how you brush your teeth and all that's down to the moon, isn't it? So
it's crazy how you put your socks on,
yeah.
you know.
Yeah, it's brilliant. Wow. Well, thanks, Moon. That's nice. That's nice. How do you feel about like shadow puppets? Have they messed up badly?
Oh, I don't want to it's Tiernan. Let's
Sorry,
keep it light.
sorry. I'm
It's,
sorry. Let's not. Right. Well, let's move on to the next one then. I'm sorry, Ava. I didn't mean to darken the question. Off the record. That was off the record. That last question was off the record.
okay.
So if we're going backwards through them. Ava wants to know, why do birds poop everywhere, not like cats and dogs? Because cats and dogs, as we know, only poop in very specifically marked spots that the government has designated as cat poop or dog poop areas.
Yeah, I mean, so do we.
Yeah, human poop areas. Yeah.
But I mean, we know what this is down to, so we'll just give them a brief history. But it was the poo wars in the early noughties. Do you remember the poo wars? What a time!
Yeah, it was. It was a horrible time.
Horrible time. Essentially, what I'm not sure how it even come about, but whatever you pooed on, you owned.
Yeah.
And the birds just my dad lost his car. I lost my best friend, because anything that you pooed on, that was theirs.
Yeah.
And we come to an agreement in the end that just stop pooing on all our stuff. And they went, well, you just poo in these areas, and that's why all other animals. They had an agreement with like the elephants and the dolphins and whatnot. They were like, you guys can continue pooing where you like, you're fine. But us only poo in this little invention, like the toilet.
Yeah.
Only got half a toilet turning, so
I know.
I don't know if that's legal really, but
it's off the record. I've got half a toilet.
That's
legal. If I say it off the record.
Oh yeah, exactly. Yeah. It should be all right. But yeah, so that's basically what it's down to is the poo wars of the noughties. So if you look that up in the history, but if you ask your teacher about it, they might be a little bit coy, but ask your mum and dad on off the record, and they'll.
Well, it's people are reluctant to talk about it, mainly because like we don't have any statues anymore because the birds own them all, and that's been a real sore point. People love a statue, and we don't have any because they're all owned by birds.
That's right. But there is, that it's kind of fallen apart a bit for them because there's a power struggle. If you go and see Nelson's column every day, new owners, new management coming in.
That's true.
Take it.
That's true. Hang on, off the record, are you training your seagull army to poo on certain things so that you can keep them?
On the record, absolutely not. Off the record, absolutely.
Yes. Right. Nice. Lovely. Nice.
This is a big play.
Yes.
We're going up Christmas first, and then we're gonna
then everything that can be pooed on. That's
this
good.
is all down to pooing rights. I just, I want that freedom.
Hey, who doesn't, right? Who doesn't? I mean, it's a shame we
Exactly.
can't have it because of the birds and the war. But
Yeah,
I sometimes just think, oh, I really wish I could just poo on, I don't know, that island, and then it's my island.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, and you just can't. But on the record, wouldn't even dream of it,
Yeah,
Tiernan.
yeah,
No.
it's true. It's true. It's interesting as well. You say it is lucky we're going. Just thinking back with what you said earlier. It is lucky we don't have dinosaurs now because they would poo on everything because their
Yeah.
poos are big, and then they'd
Mm.
own everything, and then we'd be in so much trouble.
So much trouble.
Yeah,
Unless, we were able to create big enough poo bags, and then we could
true.
just.
Move the
But
poo.
then it comes back to the whole park thing. I mean, how much influence did the dinosaurs have in the making of it to be like, well, let's not, definitely don't have it in a park, because then people would be like, why don't they just use poo bags and get rid of it? Because
Yeah,
they don't want to give us the idea of that's an option.
yeah, yeah. That film has so many questions to answer. I have to say. Right. Well, thank you. Okay. Right, Kit. So that's two. That's 2 out of 3 done. The
Yeah.
first one, which I'm guessing is the most important one because Ava asked it first, and it's a big.
Mm.
Again, it's pretty important question. But she asked, "Where are all the glow in the dark birds gone? Where are all the glow in the dark birds gone, Kit? Where I haven't seen one in weeks, months, possibly even decades."
No, me neither. I mean, it's such a shame because there
Mm,
were so many beautiful species
mm,
that used to be knocking around.
mm.
Do you know what? I used to have a little book that had a list of all the names. Oh, I've got it here. So, what there was like luminous larches, wasn't there?
Mm.
The neon
Oh, I
parrots,
like them.
the dazzle doves. Remember the dazzle
Oh, the
doves?
Downstairs are glorious. Yeah, yeah.
Oh, they were great, and you could hire them out to do like a disco party for you and
Yeah,
whatnot.
yeah.
That was fun. You had the well lit Dartford warbler.
Oh, yes, yes, yeah, yeah.
Very
Beautiful,
rarely
beautiful
seen.
singing voice. And then people say, "Not now. It's 10 p.m." And
Yeah, and he wouldn't listen.
no one
Wouldn't
listen.
listen. Carry on.
Yeah, beautiful sound.
You had the glitter pigeons, obviously,
Yeah,
which not. I mean, beautiful to look at, but if you touch them, you just can't get it off
yeah,
for
yeah,
days.
yeah.
Uh, you also had the LED puffins.
Nice.
Remember them LED puffins?
Yes, and really good use of energy they had. I thought they would really,
Superb.
really good. Really good for the planet.
How little they were.
Yeah,
Mm.
yeah.
All the halogen hobby honey buzzards.
Oh, they were nice. Yeah, I like them. I don't normally like a buzzard, but again, it's sort of when they're so bright and shiny, it really changes how you feel about them.
Yeah, definitely. But I honestly, Ava, I'm not 100% sure where they've all gone now, but I do know that there's still signs of them about, because talking about the poo wars and whatnot, the glow sticks that we use now is their poo, so that's what we use.
Is that right? So when you get a glow
Yeah.
stick, is it filled? Is it filled with their poo, or is it that their poo is that kind of stick-like shape?
I think that's the thing, isn't it? What came first? What came first? The stick or the
The poo stick or the glowing poo? Yeah, yeah. That's a good question. Possibly impossible to
but
answer.
also,
Yeah.
actually, it must be that their poo is like the liquid inside it, because I also know that we use it in fireworks.
Right.
Hmm.
Oh, I mean, now I'm a bit worried. Maybe I should say this off the record. No, I'm going to say it's on the record. I'm a bit
Okay.
worried. Do you think these birds have been sort of captured and maybe kept in a warehouse to poo specifically into fireworks? Like, do you think there's something nefarious at work here?
On the record, I don't think so. Probably not. Off the record, I've got them.
Oh, right. Oh, you've got them. Right. Okay. Right. Well, lucky you said that off the record because it would be awful if anyone found out.
Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
exactly.
I was
Yeah,
impressed how
yeah,
you knew all the species, but it's because you got them right just there, haven't you?
exactly.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
I've got them lined up along here.
Brilliant.
It is fun, but that's also why with the fireworks is when they go up.
Yeah.
That's why people go, ooh, because it's basically we're just firing poo
Yes.
out of the sky onto ourselves.
Yes. Yes, and then of course, I guess you then own anything the poo lands on.
Exactly.
It's a great plan. You've got to really laid this
Thanks,
down. Wow. Well, on the record, wow. I mean, it'll just be a mystery that we'll never know the answer to, I guess. Sorry, Ava.
I know. Great question, though,
Really
Ava. Thank you
great
so
question.
much.
Wow.
Sorry I couldn't help.
There you go. I hope you enjoyed that in your noisy zoo, Ava, and I hope that's I hope that's all good. Well, listen, Kit, thank you for your time. Thank you for answering Ava's question. It's great. It's great that you could come and join us and bestow your wisdom. Have you got much coming up in the next 2,000-3,000 years?
2,000-3,000 years? Nah, not really.
No, that sounds nice.
Nah,
I'm quite jealous. Yeah.
Off the record, big plans.
Wow.
On the record,
No, nothing. It's all brilliant. Thank you, those kids. Enjoy the off the record, all your big plans. On the record, you're doing nothing and having a nice chilled time.
Thanks, mate. Lovely to speak to you.
Oh my God, it's the smallest horse in the world.
Thanks so much to Kit Sullivan for having time in between all his grand plans that were, of course, off the record to answer Ava's question. Ava, I do hope you liked your answer, and if not, why not send any complaints you have via pigeon, and it will never get to me, as Kit will have commanded it to poo on important things instead. If you have a question that you need to have answered, or you want to send in anything else at all, please get permission from your nearest flipper face, sorry, I mean grown-up, to help you email me at podcast@comedyclub4kids.co.uk, or you can leave a message on the Spotify Q&A. If those same grown-ups fancy supporting this podcast, they can pay a small fee on Apple, patreon.com/comedyclub4kids, or Acast Plus to get the advert-free Linda edition, which comes out one day earlier too. And don't forget, there won't be a proper podcast for the next 2 weeks as I'm on my holidays, so why not spend that time listening to every single past episode instead, and then maybe make up one yourself too? Just an idea, just a little idea for you there. Oh, and oh look, a tiny bear has now joined all the other tiny things and they're now running away. Oh, it's adorable, even though it must be millions of years old. Oh, I'm going to have to go give it a pat on its tiny, tiny fuzzy head. Okay, so I guess they must be right outside Comedy Club for Kids HQ for me to see them, because they're so small, they must be right here. No? Nothing here? Well, that's weird. They do still look very, very small. They must be just over there then. Okay, right, I'll head right towards them. Well, that's odd. I still haven't reached the tiny bear. In fact, it's looking a little bit bigger. So is the tiny tree. Weird. Oh, well, I can't be far away. They must be just over there then. I'll keep going. Okay, still not there. And actually, that bear really isn't looking as cute anymore. It's getting quite a lot bigger. Okay, I can't be that far away, right? Hi, tiny bear. How are you now so much bigger than me? Why is the tree so huge? It wasn't tiny at all. It was just far away. Bye. You have been listening to Comedy Club for Kids Presents. Radio nonsense, radio nonsense, radio nonsense, radio nonsense, radio nonsense. It's the end.